you can't be a great father broke. You cannot be a great father broke. It just cannot happen.
And y'all immediately jump to finances. But then when you make a video, you don't say impact, you don't say presence. And we talked about this the other night. It's important to me because right now I have a child.
What if he taught you finance but didn't teach you how to be a good father? What if he taught you finance but didn't teach you how to be a good husband or good father through his example?
So to me, the money is part of my dad's impact as well, just because he did a lot of stuff that now when he was passed, you like the stuff that he used to take care of now, we got to take care of now. Welcome y'all to another episode of the Presidential Executive. What's going on? That's your boy right here, JB. This is my brother over here, El Presidente Rag. What's going on, my G?
Man, what it do, brother Brohim?
Man, you know, we're doing the thing, man. Y'all go ahead and like this video right now. We're on all podcast platforms. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and Stitcher. Man, we got a good one today, man. Rag, you want to introduce our very distinguished guest?
So I mean, well, you already know, man. This is my homie, man. We was in the same, school, 9th grade, same math class in 9th grade. He used to step on the pile of the dice game. You know what I'm saying?
Not the pile.
Oh yeah. Semi-pro football player. You know what I'm saying? I also played at the U of M for a minute. Man, had big time, trying to play professional football dreams for a while. Man, definitely a member of the clergy. Takes his walk with the Lord very seriously. Yeah. Man, he's a good brother, good husband, good father, good friend. Man, the one and only, the legend himself. We call him Donkey Kong and Beefcake, but y'all can call him Rodrick Walls.
Big
welcome. Oh, I forgot. He's also a personal trainer, so I forgot that he's a personal trainer as well.
He do some everything. Yeah.
What it do?
What it do, man? You know what it is, man.
Well, your intro almost like Shannon Sharp.
Uncle can't see me. Uncle got to read off the paper.
Yeah, he do. He do got
to read off the paper.
Yeah, he really do.
You ain't had no paper
at all, because I'm in here before I get in here.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I hear you.
When he tell me we got an episode, I'm in here I'm in the zone before we get in here.
Still got skills to pay the bills out here.
I got one job. Make it happen.
Make it happen. Hey, he right. You right.
Yeah. He do the other. Right. He do the heavy lifting. I got one job. When I need somebody to come around the corner and punch a nigga in the face, El Presidente coming through.
Lights on, camera, action.
With the popcorn popping.
Yeah.
The assassin.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, man. We had actually, this is how it happened. Rag hit me up in the DM on Facebook because for whatever reason our phones don't work, are not compatible.
Because you got AT&T.
You know what I'm saying?
And y'all, you saw what happened with AT&T.
Hey, our phone's not compatible, so he can't receive my texts, but he can get my phone calls.
Yeah.
You know
phone
what I mean?
calls and Facebook.
So we communicate a lot through Facebook DM and stuff, and so he hit me up with this post that was pretty interesting. Actually, a guy that we grew up in some of the same circles. I don't personally remember him like that, right. But going on the Facebook page, we got a lot of mutual. Yeah, when I went on his page, I saw a lot of mutual friends that grew up at Breath and stuff, and so he had a post. I think it was talking about you cannot be a great father
if you broke.
If you broke, and he had some stuff to say on that. And I'm gonna let Rag play probably the first minute, maybe minute 15 seconds of it, and we gonna go in.
All right.
In 2024, the way society is set up, a broke man cannot be a great father. You cannot have children and don't have the means to put them in a good position and consider yourself great. Be good, you can be decent, you can be all right. But you can't be a great father broke. You cannot be a great father broke. It just cannot happen. And see, I say these type of things because we cannot separate investing into the child and fatherhood. We can't separate the two. You cannot separate the investment that needs to be made to make a child's life successful. You cannot separate that from fatherhood. You cannot consider yourself a great father if you think you can do it without making an investment, a financial investment into the future of a child that you put on earth. You cannot be a great father. You cannot separate the necessity for investment into a person, into a child, into a woman, a little boy, a young girl. You cannot separate the need for investment to make their life on a better level than normal. You can't separate it. See, when we was young,
how long was it?
We saw gas go from 99 cents to $5 now, right? Just on average. I use premium, so let's just say $5. In our lifetime, we've seen gas go from 99 cents to $5.
All right. You get the gist of it. It was a 31 minute video. Mm-hmm. And, just, pre-gaming a little bit, talking to the fellas. Even yesterday when we did the Diddy episode, and then even now, I think we got some different opinions about the perspectives, and also the same. Mm-hmm. Okay, now this can be kind of loaded, kind of with some layers. Like I listen to words. Okay, right. I listen to words. I listen to what he said, exactly what he said. He said in 2024. And he said, because I make the distinction a lot on my posts. I say, because there's a difference between solid, good, and great. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a difference. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You can be solid. We know what great is. Great is elite or extraordinary. So, in today's time, when he talking, I guess, being broke. And now, this is just my perspective, too, but being broke. Being broke, I don't mean that's like, not like living on the street. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Being broke is just like kind of...
You don't have enough for extra.
Don't have enough for extra. Probably paycheck to paycheck for the most part. You know what I mean? Or even below that. You know what I mean? Are you maxing out your credit cards or something like that, right?
Borrowing money from people.
Yeah. So when I think of broke, I'm thinking stuff in that, not necessarily you just on the street, you ain't got no money at all. So, but as far as today in 2024, to be a great, because I don't think it's the same thing as far as in our era, kind of how we grew up in the 80s and 90s mm-hmm. and stuff like that. Like, you didn't probably need to have much money in order to be considered a great father. But also, like I said, with the layers, it depends on who you're talking to. Are you talking to the mother? Are you talking to society as a whole? I'm thinking of just society. Mm-hmm. But as far as, having money, yeah, I think in order to be great, you know what I'm saying, in today's time with inflation being
what it is,
like it is, everything high. I'm just finished looking up some numbers. We putting out all our kids in summer camp, mm-hmm. and I got 4 kids. You know what I'm saying? And so, right. Depending on what you're doing, that's about $150 a head. You know what I'm saying? Per child. You know what I'm saying? Per week and stuff. And so,
$600.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just for a summer camp. You know what I mean? We're not talking, just like for a full year. We're talking about literally 6-7 weeks. You know what I mean? So,
technically, it's 10, but
it's. Well, yeah, as far, but they usually stop like.
But
usually,
still, if you're talking about, like you said, if you're talking about $600 a week for 10 weeks, that's 6 G's.
Yeah.
Some people's child support ain't even 6 G's.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wow. But go ahead. I would just
no.
Talking about the numbers, but go.
And so just to kind of break it down, like for me, to me, he got a point in that, because today I think you do need to have certain funds. Plus, I'm coming from a perspective of seeing up close, having my sister with her ex-husband, mm-hmm. And a lot of stuff that he didn't do as far as, and still don't do, you know what I mean, as far as providing money, always an excuse, always doing this and that. Like, my niece still thinks the world of him because that's his dad, you know what I'm saying, but he's not great in any sense of the word to me, just because he doesn't invest in her financially at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So although we know money is not the all in all, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, it helps. You know what I'm saying? It helps a lot. So from that, I know we're going to go, you know what I'm saying, around and go back and forth. But I do think he has a point initially when he's talking about, you know, you can't be great. Distinction between great. Like, you can be good, you can be solid. But in order to be great, you know what I'm saying? Like, I do think money has to be a part of that equation.
Okay.
Rod, you want to go?
Yeah, I agree. Money's a very big part in, especially today's society.
Yep.
Without money, you're gonna be lacking a lot of things. You know, I can really agree with the guy on the money portion. You know, it can be kind of hard, you know, out here, especially raising 2, 3, even one child. You know, and you don't have no money, and you living check to check. You know what I'm saying, and or not even check to check. You know, you might be running in, you know, in the negative in the bank account. You know what I'm saying, because your pride may be up there. You don't want to ask for relief, but I myself think, you know, I want to know what he does. What did he do for a living?
Yeah.
You know?
We kind of know a little bit,
Right.
a little bit of it, but yeah, I think he a barber, right? He a barber, right? Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Now he's a celebrity. Like he like anytime a lot of comedians come to Memphis.
Okay.
Like he does like Mike Epps, I'm trying to think TK
Drake.
Kirkland,
Did
like
he do
Drake.
Drake?
Yeah.
I seen- he had a picture of Drake on his thing.
famous
Yeah, I
that
saw
come to
that.
like
Yeah,
the people
yeah.
that come to Chuckles and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like he Lil Duval, the
Okay.
what's the folks that's on
Country Wayne.
but they called the threat, what is it, some 85 South crew?
Yeah, DC Young Fly.
Yeah, all of them. Like he do out, like he's
Pat-
done
yeah.
all of those guys.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
So I get that part, you know, but my thing is, you know, understanding broke. Not you can't be a great father or husband or whatever you classify that in, but to him, from his point of view. But my thing is like, do you own your own time? You know, are you teaching people out here, instead of bashing them, are you teaching people to get the bag, to run in the same lane you're in? Are you bringing people up? Are you building people up? Or are you just bashing people? You know, a lot of times I'm thinking, I had a conversation with somebody on the way here, my boy David, and I told him about the video or whatever. I heard it, you know, but I get it was only bashing people. That's not where he is. You know, a lot of times.
That's what you heard. That's
That's what I got from it.
I got you.
You're bashing men, and you went as far as saying, "Well, my daddy ain't great." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, he was ranting about that and saying, "I know your daddy messed up." You know what I'm saying? I can say your daddy messed up because my daddy wasn't nothing. He used some other choice words, but
Yeah.
I just look at the whole thing. He was more going on a rant than teaching. You know, I'm more on the side of like, I get what I don't have, you know, and evidently you have what I don't have. Teach me how to get what you get. Are you that type of dude?
Yeah.
So evidently you may be great in bringing money, but you ain't great in building people. So does he have kids? I don't even know that fact.
You know, he does. He has. I know for sure he has at least a son. He has.
So if you're good, like you can have money, you know what I'm saying, but do you have good character? Do you have great character?
Let me ask you this. I don't want to cut you off. Now, I get you with the teaching part because I don't think that was. I don't know him at all. You know what I'm saying? So I can't speak to what he do or what he regularly do. But what about like, could he just like sowing a seed though, and then somebody else can come along and teach and do something like that? You know what I mean? Instead of being like, because he may not know necessarily. Some people just know how to do. Some people just don't know how to teach. So could that be maybe more so his lane?
Is he sowing a seed or is he throwing a seed? It's a difference. If I'm just throwing seeds, it's not getting planted in the soil. But if I'm actually sowing a seed, I'm on purpose. All my intent is to sow the seed into the ground to produce a harvest.
Yeah.
So to me, he's throwing seeds.
Yeah.
He's not sowing seeds.
I think it's depending on how you look at it. Like I see what you're saying because I think throwing it because his tone, his projection was, you know what I'm saying, like kind of throwing it and kind of. I can see how people can like you can look at it be throwing jabs, but also it's just like like Coach Bobby Knight. You know what I'm saying? Was he sowing seeds or was he throwing seeds? Because how he presented the information, because he was hard. He, obviously touched some kid, or I won't say touch. Pushed some kids, hit some kids, throwing chairs and do all this stuff. And so, I think it depends how you look at it. You know what I mean? Like, depending on, I had hard coaches growing up. Mm-hmm. My dad was who he was and stuff like that. So it depends on how you look at it. But I see what you're saying.
Let me go on that.
Okay.
Bobby Knight, was he effective?
He was.
How many kids did he affect? Your father.
Yeah.
Was he effective?
Yeah.
How many people did he impact?
A lot.
Okay, let's bring up this dude.
Mm-hmm.
Is he effective? Maybe.
Yeah,
just depending on what end of the track you on.
Yeah, it do.
How many people is he building up with his content? With his voice? With his reach? Everything you got reach, you're over here cutting celebrity barbers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
you got influence.
Right, you got influence.
Definitely.
So how many people is he reaching through his influence?
That's a good question. That's a good question. Yeah.
I look at it like, you talk a good game, but I don't see how you play. You're not showing me how you play. You just talking your game.
Yeah.
But like I said, I agree with the fact of it's hard being in 2024 where you got high interest rate, you got high inflation, like everything just out. You know what I'm saying?
Sky high. Yeah.
Right. And also I heard on the video he was putting down people that work at McDonald's.
Yeah, he put FedEx in there.
He put FedEx in there. You know what I'm saying? You got people at FedEx and McDonald's that make 6 figures. But I think he was relating it to like regular workers is making $15.
Yeah, I don't think he was talking about the corporate people.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think he was talking about the
corporate.
corporate.
You got people that making 6 figures.
Yeah.
You got people at FedEx making 6 figures.
Yeah.
But my thing is, and he was talking about, he was putting those jobs down, but still lifting up other jobs like plantation. Like you off the plantation when you're a nurse. You off the plantation when you're a doctor. Just because you went to school for 4 years. Mm-hmm. So instead of you coming in Taco Bell or McDonald's, they giving you a price. This is what you worth. He was saying in the joint, like, I'm a nurse. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go on this job and I'm gonna get $70,000. But hold on, I'm gonna be a traveling nurse. Bump that thing up to $125.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? How much
of your student loans is you paying?
Right. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is, if you have any 9 to 5, you're still on the plantation.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me how many doctors and nurses can neglect their work, because they take an oath.
Mm-hmm.
So they can't neglect their duty. They have to be at work. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they have to be at work. That tells me right there, you still a slave. If we want to use in that content, because he used it in the content. So this is bring up that content.
Yeah. I just come off the slave ship with Fed.
Right.
So I totally understood, but like I think I was telling Rag before, when you work jobs like that or Fed or anything like that, it has to be.
You was doing it for the extra.
Yeah, for the end in mind. Like, you're not there. I'm not there just to be like, hey man, I'm here because I need to, you know what I'm saying, get some food on the table for my family. I'm there with a goal in mind of, man, we just got to pay this unit just went out upstairs. You know, this air conditioning unit.
Yeah.
I want to go and pay. I don't want to get any more debt than I already have. So I'm gonna get a second job in order to do that. Then I was there longer just to get extra and other stuff like that coming. But I felt him when he was talking about the Fed and stuff, because job like Fed. If you ever worked at Fed, Fed is new age slavery. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever, they got good benefits or whatever, but the amount of work you put in, what you got to do. My boy Pat broke his leg up there. I think I told you about it a year and a half ago. You know, and it's just it's a lot. So when he said that, I get it, but I mean it was some truth in that as well for me.
Let's pull the layers back a little bit.
Okay.
Let's go another layer deeper.
Okay, let's go.
All right. So dealing with a celebrity barber. Last time I checked, in order to get paid being a barber, you got to be where? Cut somebody's head, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how you get paid, right?
Yeah.
So you still don't own your time. And my mindset is, if you have a business, it doesn't take you to be there to run it. Is the owner of Walmart in any store? Of course
I've
not.
never seen Sam Walton at Walmart.
Not unless he just want to.
So we always throw up this, I got a business. No, you just started something and you hired yourself. You're paying yourself. But you don't actually own your own time because you have to be there in order to earn income.
To make money.
So that's not buying your time back. You see what I'm saying? So we can break down the investing parts. You know what I'm saying? Like, you investing in this, yeah, you can invest into your own business, and I understand you have to run that leg long enough to establish that business to let it be self-sufficient for it to run itself. But most people that say I got my own business, they don't even have the mindset to even put it in place for it to run its own course, to run its own self. So my thing is, you just talking. Let's use slavery. He used slavery.
Yeah.
So
slavery. Yeah.
So basically, you ain't no but a house nigga talking to the field niggas.
Yeah.
If we using slavery talk.
Yeah.
So we just gotta get off the rhetoric. Get off your high horse. Yeah. Because at any given moment you can break your hand. Hey, who head you gonna cut? Anything can happen.
Yeah.
So my thing is, I also take from the video, bro, just talking in pride, very prideful, because he has something that he probably never had before, and money only amplifies who the person is. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So that money that he's getting now is amplifying who he is. Now I can't judge the man. I don't know him from anything. I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just articulating the video I saw, and I'm going off what was said.
Okay. Now before Rag go, I just wanted to say, like, just for me, like, when I watched it, I looked at it from a place of getting like information. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I didn't know what he did until I went to his page and just saw celebrity. I saw Drake. You know what I mean? I saw, some other people. So I didn't even look at it. I didn't hear it, at least, like he was kind of talking down personally.
Okay.
I didn't look at it that way. I looked at it as information, what he was saying. I didn't agree maybe with every single thing, but I probably agree with probably 95% of what I heard, I think. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, go ahead, Rag. We'll talk about it.
First of all, let me say about Marlo. Like, Marlo was somebody who was always like a big homie. Like I said,
because you know him. Okay.
Friends with my cousin, friends with my big homie Rock. He like we got a lot of mutual friends. So he's a veteran. Served in the military. You know what I'm saying? He was actually a sniper in the military.
Thank you for your
service. I believe
sir.
He's got like 21 confirmed kills. Like, so he wasn't no joke. Like, he real deal. I have respect for him as a man and as a person. I do not have respect for the comment, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Which comment?
The whole thing. Okay. Because both of you all's father have gone on. Yeah. Did your dad, Rod, leave you with something to where you set for life? Yes or no?
No.
Did your dad leave you with enough money where he gone? Because again, keep in mind, he didn't just have you in Serena. He had Tommy and Rodney that he treated like his own.
Right.
Are y'all good? Like, you ain't got to do nothing else. He set you for life. But yet and still,
money-wise, no.
No, but again, exactly my point. But in 2024, basically you saying Prentice Brown ain't shit. You saying Mr. Walls ain't shit because he financially. Now, keep in mind, y'all know my dad. And I'm going to tell you right now, we talked about this the other day. When I was in high school, my dad wasn't working. I joked about it in 9th grade. I used to wear the same pair of jeans every day. But everybody who knows Roche O'Raglan the first will say my dad is great. But it ain't because of what he did for me financially. The fact that I did not end up in jail and that's where I was headed. The fact that not only me, but my homeboys, the people in the neighborhood, other people at Breath, he stepped in when people's dads was leaving the home and was there for them, even though we were eating freaking pinto beans and ground beef and Jiffy Mix for dinner 3 nights a week. But everybody would say, man, your pops. Jay Sanders, who's been on the show with, man, yo, Pops. Pat, when he was on here, Pat Morris, man, Roche, your dad was like, man, you saw my dad, your dad. Everybody will say my dad is great, but in 2024 standards, because of his finances, he's not. So, like, and I just wanted to pull up, because I'm keen on words. Broke means having little or no money. So, basically, what you're saying, right, if you have little or no money, you can't be great. The word great means, and so this ain't Roche talking, it's an adjective. It means of an extent, amount, or intensity considerably above normal or average. So you can't be above normal or average if you don't have a lot of money. You can't be very large or imposing if you don't have a lot of money. You can't have ability, quality, or eminence considerably above normal or average if you don't have a lot of money. A title denoting the most important person of the name. So you can't have an important name if you don't have money. You can't be very good or satisfactory or excellent if you don't have money. You can't be very skilled or capable in a particular area if you don't have money. So when you say somebody can't be great, basically what you're saying is I can't be very skilled or excellent if I don't have money. I can't make an impact if I don't have money. And so again, we just talked about that. Y'all's dad, my dad is still here. Y'all's dad have gone on to be with the Lord. But basically what you're saying to me, and Prentice Brown impacted my life. How dare you say that man ain't great because he didn't put Tommy and Rodney and JB and Zarina in a position where y'all ain't got to work no more. Y'all ain't got to do nothing for the rest of y'all life.
But I don't think that was the point, though.
He dealt with finances.
Yeah.
He dealt with finances.
Right.
You don't have to have finances. It's a lot of people who got their jobs because they got an opportunity. Somebody. Mm-hmm. So how dare me act like I'm important because I know JB. JB made a phone call to Rod. I get a job, and now I'm making $500K a year, and I'm looking down at people. And the only reason I got that job is because JB my homeboy. JB know me, and he had some favor and some grace for me, and he put me in a position. But now I'm going to look down on somebody else because I'm making $500K a year. But the only reason I got there, or the main reason, the reason why I was elevated over everybody else is because JB like, hey, that's my boy, I got him. And it's a lot of people who parents was in a position, nepotism. How you going to look down on me and your skill didn't get you there, bro? Your mom or your dad got you there. Your granddaddy got you there. You didn't do that. We joke about, y'all remember the movie Tommy Boy? In Tommy Boy with Chris Farley, the whole movie, he's trying to prove I'm not a Nepo baby. I actually know this company. Yeah. And I'm out here on the road trying to prove it ain't just because my daddy owned Callahan Auto Parts. I actually know the auto industry and how these cars work, and let me show you I know this. It ain't just because my last name is Callahan. And if you remember the pictures on the wall, his great granddaddy and granddaddy and dad, like you see all of these people, Callahan, and it's like, oh, the only reason you got this job because you. No, he's like, I know this, but it's a lot of people who look down on people because I'm in a certain position. But the only reason you in that position is because of who you just happen to be in the right spot. You didn't do, it's not your merit. You don't have the skill. The whole reason we've been talking about the Bronny situation, and the whole reason why they like, oh, well, he's going to be good. Nobody who averaged 4 points a game in college, that of your pedigree, Michael Jordan's sons averaged like 13 and 15 points a game, and they was like, oh, they slow. You averaged 4, but because of who your last name is. And we talked about how the pressure's on him because of who his last name is. Mm-hmm. And so when you say something like that, what you're saying is that you can't be important. You can't have a good name. And so this, when I sent you that and I shared this with you, he initially made a post. It wasn't a video. Mm-hmm. He made a post, and it was a blanket statement. And so a lot of people we know, shout out to John Jenkins, shout out to Skip Moore, and you know these people too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They were all coming. People was like, man, you off, bro. You missed it, bro. He was like, y'all are not listening to what I'm saying. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't understand context. Y'all just saw that and y'all immediately jumped to finances. But then when you make the video, you don't say impact. You don't say presence. you go into finances. And we talked about this the other night. It's important to me because right now I have a child who, anytime when you had a birthday, your birthday was better than everybody's. We go school shopping. You walk out with 10 to 15 outfits. And that ain't what your mom, that's what I got you. That ain't what your grandparents got. My folks got you. That ain't what your mama got you. I got you that. And then Christmas, grandparents getting you something, mama getting you, but Pop's coming with, you coming with 4 or 5 pairs, you coming with that. You call me, Daddy, can I go to the movie? Can you cash it? You're getting that, but guess what I'm getting now? It's not that you didn't show up for me financially. It's not that you didn't do stuff. It's, oh, well, your other kids live with you. I didn't get to live with you. Like, you hitting me with the time thing. You hitting me with, I'm not great because I wish that I was living in the house with you. But in order for me to do what I had to do, I had to work. And work means that I can't be in your face all the time. And we watched Emmitt Smith's Hall of Fame thing. We watched Shannon Sharp. And what did all of them say? Ty Law? Like, look, I love my babies. I love y'all. But in order for y'all to get what y'all got, I had to sacrifice being there in order to make this money so that you could go to private school, so that your college could be paid for, so that you could so I could be great.
Okay.
And that's all. Yeah. I just wanted to point that out. And again, we all got dads that, according to that statement, your dad wouldn't be great, your dad wouldn't be great, and my dad wouldn't be great. And I'm not finna sit up here because I've met your dad. I knew your dad. Y'all know my dad. I'm not gonna say that our dads are not great because today they would not be able to do that.
Right. Okay. I'm with you on that clearly, but I looked at it when I heard what he's saying, like with being broke being a part of the equation. You know what I'm saying? Not the full thing. You know what I mean? That's what when I was listening to him, I wasn't just thinking. Now, if he was just saying, if you just broke, his money is the, you know what I'm saying, all and with everything, you know what I'm saying? But it's a piece. Just like you need impact, you need, obviously we're spiritual dudes, you know what I'm saying? You need the words, you need, to be around a community of believers, you know what I'm saying, to have those things. But also, you also need, you know what I'm saying, the finances in order to do certain things. Like I can't put you into, let's say, the Boy Scout, or I can't put you in, like my dad, for instance, like he spent a lot of money into tennis with me and my sister. Like sometimes he would, you know what I'm saying, work some of the stuff off, or, when he got his lawn service business back going, you know what I'm saying, he invested a lot of money into that with us. So other than the stuff that obviously he gave me good wisdom, he gave me a good example, he gave me a good name, you know what I mean, to continue on. But he did a lot for me financially, and a lot of other people, financially, that to me, the money is part of my dad's impact as well, just because he did a lot of stuff that now when he was passed, the stuff that he used to take care of, now we got to take care of now. You know what I'm saying? When we go for 4th of July, you know what I'm saying? Usually Pops, he buying all the barbecue, buying all the other stuff. Like now, like, dang, we got to put in, like we got to, you know what I'm saying? Spend about $200 on some stacked ribs and stuff like that. Like, don't get me wrong, the money that wasn't his legacy, the money alone, but the money that my dad did invest in me and my sister and the rest of my 2 brothers, you know what I'm saying, was huge as well. Attached to the other stuff that he did, obviously, with being a man of God, showing us right from wrong, showing the tough love and doing stuff like that. So all those parts are part of it. But if you take the money part out of it, he would have still been good, but I can't negate it. It just I'm dealing with.
Because our show was about to ask you that.
Yeah.
If you remove the money that you put into tennis and stuff like that, would you? Because you say that your dad is a great man.
Yeah.
Would your dad not be a great man if he didn't have the money to put you into tennis and do that? Would your dad be any less of a great man?
No, he wouldn't have been any less.
So on the flip side, let's say he got the same money in tennis, but the character, the lessons that he taught you, how to be a good husband and father, how to be a good big brother, how to, because even though you're not even the oldest, you the baby, but you taking the mantle of being the person that the family's looking to. He instilled that in you. So like, let's say he do all that, but he didn't have the money to do that, right?
Yeah.
Let's say he didn't put that into you, but he had the money to beat tennis in your head. You didn't, neither one of y'all went pro doing it. So if he did that, but you're a bad husband, you're a bad father, you're a bad big brother, he's gone. You don't know how to help take care of the family. You're a bad uncle. Is he still a great man because he had the money to make sure you were a great tennis player?
You're right. No, he wouldn't be. But also, I put in there are different facets. Just like with basketball, I like the basketball analogy. What made Jordan great? You know what I'm saying? Was he just a jump shooter? You know what I'm saying? Was he had a post game? He had a transition game. He played defense. He blocked shots. He was the leading guard and block shots until I think up until D Wade came up. I think he broke his record or something like that. You know what I mean? So, but take defense away from Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Could we really put him in the GOAT debate as high as we do without that compartment?
Not as high.
Not as high. He'll still be there, right? He'll still be there, but he wouldn't be as high. So with my pops, like even with me, I learned a lot from my pops, but also I learned how to provide from him as well. You know what I'm saying? How to try to set up certain things. And honestly, before he left, I taught him a few things, you know what I'm saying, as far as stock market and stuff that way that he never did it, but I think I imparted just certain things that I was doing and stuff like that. So, and it's different. I think it's different compartments to be a great dad. But if you take the financial piece out of it, I think, and to answer your question, I still think he would have been great. But my experience was I experienced all those facets. So from my experience, he was a great dad without the money. But then also he invested a lot. We never went without. You know what I'm saying? Like he. You know what I'm saying? As far as the tennis stuff goes, as far as Super Nintendo games go, now he wouldn't buy Jordans for me because he said he wouldn't want to spend that much money on some shoes. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm with him.
Yeah, so he was like, I like that good. Nah, I ain't about to pay them on suit. So other than maybe some Jordans growing up, you know, I got pretty much everything I wanted that I needed. You know what I mean? So I gotta add that package to it. He gave me financial stability. He taught me the word of God. You know what I'm saying? He showed me impact and what the tough love looked like, what everything else looked like, right? Mm-hmm. So he gave me all those facets. So, but if I take one piece out of it, would I say he's not great because he didn't put the financial piece in it? No. But then if he didn't do, I know he would have worked his hardest in order to do whatever he had to do. You know what I mean? So I get what y'all are saying, but I think.
So what if he taught you finance, but didn't teach you how to be a good father or a good husband?
Yeah.
Will he still be great?
Okay, say it again. What
if he taught you finance,
okay,
but didn't teach you how to be a good husband or a good father through his example?
Right.
Will he still be a great father?
In that case,
we just going to the post.
Right. I would say he would have been a great provider. Okay, that's what I would say. If that's not my experience, but if given what you just said, I would say he would have been a great provider. He didn't put any real other substance in my life if that was the case. But if somebody asked, was he a great father? Oh, he was a great provider. You know what I'm saying? But a great father. If I had to put down a father, I'd say he was a good father.
Yeah.
I would say he was good. I couldn't say he was great. You know what I'm saying? Given to what he was saying in the post, because he's a great provider, but he was good as far as fathers goes because, again, he gave me the money to do this, but he didn't impart, you know, certain wisdom or, you know, he didn't take me to football games or Grizzlies games and stuff like that I wanted to do with my dad that I got from my big brother or other uncles or something like that. So to what the post was saying, I would have said in the example you gave, he was a good father. I wouldn't say great father, but he was a great provider though.
But I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say we all know somebody who got a gripe from childhood because you wasn't at the games, you wasn't. But financially, you were better than everybody in this room. You always had the best clothes.
Yep.
You got to drive not just a car. You got to drive. You got to ride in style. But again, the problem is the timing and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Since we went the spiritual route, who were the two people that Jesus was like, look at these folks and elevated? First of all, was the widow with the 2 mites. She had less financially than everybody, but she gave her best and she gave everything that she had. And as a dad, our job is to give our best and to give everything that I have. I may not have, remember taking money I don't have, but what I do have is a very particular set of skills. Skills that have made me a very dangerous man. Like, that is, as a dad, that is my job. I may not have money. We like to talk about this good stuff and it sound good, but let's keep it a buck. If everybody's a CEO, who's an employee? How can you make money if you don't have somebody working for you?
For sure.
You got to have an employee. Everybody can't be a boss. You got people that's got to work. You got people that facilitate. And at some point, people who are working can learn skills and they can be in a position where they're the ones facilitating. But that's just a cycle of life. You plant seeds, the seeds die, the seeds grow, they become a tree. Mm-hmm. So it's asinine to think that everybody's going to be a boss, because if everybody's a boss, nobody's working, you're not going to make money. You're going to turn into an employee, because the only way you're going to make money, you're going to have to work to get capital to run your business. Most of us, unless you get nepotism, you have to work to get capital. Capital is the resources that you have to run your business. Mm-hmm. You have to work to get capital so that you can run a business. So you got to start, again, unless you're a Nepo baby, you got somebody that gave you something, you got to work to get it. So this idea that somebody's working to earn a living, but you're nothing, and let's keep it a buck, most of us are not sitting at, all 3 of us got kids. We didn't sit down and say, hey, so do you think it's a good time to have a child? You had a child because you was fucking. Whether you was married or not, children don't come from love, they come from sex. Let's keep it a buck. You didn't sit down and write down a 10-year plan and say, we're going to get married and 2 months later, you're going to get pregnant and we're not going to enjoy the first year of being newlyweds because you're going to be... No, that happened because y'all was happy and excited and you couldn't hold your water and now you got a blessing.
Busted baby.
Right. So, like, let's keep it a buck with that part of it. Mm-hmm. But again... the other person that Jesus elevated was also the woman who broke the alabaster box. And they was like, do you know how long it took to get that? It's like, the worship. This person gave everything that they had. Mm-hmm. So my dad didn't have money to give me. He had character to give me. He had solidness to give me. And you got to keep in mind, my dad's dad wasn't shit. And I've said this before, and I love all my family matters, but let me say again, my granddaddy was not shit. Mm-hmm. He had a whole wife and a whole family, and my grandma was a side chick. That was my dad's example. So my dad had to learn on the fly. Because when my granddaddy died, guess what he left my dad? Shit. I recently texted my mom, and she's not speaking to me right now because I made a comment, but her dad wasn't shit. Yeah. And the only reason I showed up at that nigga funeral was because of my mom and my aunt and my uncle. But Jesse Red Montgomery wasn't shit. My granddaddy said I was not handsome enough to be his grandson.
Oh, you said
my
that?
Granddaddy saw me in public with Will McGee and with Terrence Michael Wilson and with Mac Bryson, like George Eric Palms, a bunch of people at Breath of Life. We at the Mid-South Fair. My granddaddy looked me in my face in front of my homeboys and walked past me like he didn't know me. That's the examples that my parents had. So they had to try to figure out how to be good parents. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's what they had. So they gave me character. They gave me a relationship, as Jay Sanders put it, influence. They put me around other people like a Prentice Brown and like a Dr. Sammy Holloway and like a Howard Moss and like a Danny Morrow and a Simon Wood. I could go down the list. They put me around these people who put some stuff in because they didn't have the money, but I got connections. Mm-hmm. So now, am I going to say my parents ain't great? Because I know a lot of people. We know a lot of people. They grew up where we grew up. Their parents gave them money. Yeah. And what are they doing? They don't even talk to their parents now. We know, and I'm not going to say their name because I ain't trying to throw no shit, but we know some people who kids don't even want to see their parents. And you had everything. You damn near went to a private school, but you don't even want to talk to your mom and dad. Because they gave you money. Yeah. but they didn't give you character. They didn't give you the righteousness. They didn't give you the holiness. They didn't give you the influence. But they gave, like you said, you were a good provider.
Yeah.
But your dad was better than a good provider.
Yeah.
Because even when he didn't, because it probably was sometimes you didn't feel it. It probably was sometimes he really didn't have it to give.
I'm sure.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he gave you the stuff that when you want to quit, you had his voice in your ear. Right? I remember one time you talked about it on here. He was like, "Hey, I love you, but what you gonna do?" He ain't let you just raw. I'm just gonna come back and stay with y'all. He's like, "I love you," but he gave you that. He didn't just give you no money. He gave you that part. I already know your pops. He gave you that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And that's all I'm saying. I'm not downplaying. Finance is important.
Right.
Let me ask you a question. Dealing with your father when he did pay for all the tennis lessons, did he also take you, outside of the lessons and go and practice with you doing tennis?
Sometimes.
Okay. He didn't play with you.
In the beginning he did.
I'm finna say okay.
No. He the first one that got us on the court. Right. This is the story with us with tennis. He got us, me and Z, on the court at 5 or 6 years old. Just because that's what he loved to do. But then I ventured off, played other sports, but mainly basketball. Right. But then when we really got into the nitty gritty into it, when he really started paying the money, what I mean?
He wasn't doing it then.
No, he was taking us out. Now he would take us over to play matches with other people from the racket club and do stuff like that. But when we got into the lesson part, when he was paying $60, $50, $60, $70 an hour for lessons, he wasn't out there with us like that. He would.
Correct me if I'm wrong. When the Breath of Life Academy was new, wasn't he one of the people that was when we were teaching the kids? Because I was a teacher's assistant then.
Right.
He was one of the people that was teaching the kids to play tennis.
Yeah, he did do it another time. Yeah.
Life Center, and I was 19. I was a teacher's assistant. He was one of the people that came up there, and him and Miss Gwen Ingram.
Yep, Miss
Gwen.
They
were teaching the kids to play tennis.
Yeah, they were doing. But to answer your question, later on, pretty much from 12 years old and up, I didn't really start really playing seriously till I was about 13. He really wasn't out there with us, playing with us, because at that point we were over his skill level. So it was like he did all he could do at that particular time to okay, y'all got it
as far as he could, and then he passed the baton to somebody.
He passed the baton to other people.
That's
when he
all I wanted to know.
Paying the money.
And the reason why I wanted to ask you that question was because the guy kept on saying in the video, investment or investing into your children, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, Shay, I'm big on words too. What does it mean to invest in something? To be invested in something, to have an interest in something as a result of commitment to it or an investment in of a resource such as time, effort, and money.
So money is the last
So those is the last one. On every definition I saw.
But it's a part of it, though.
It's a part of it. I'm not taking it away.
Yeah.
But time. But how many, we can go that segue. Yeah. How many people do you know that their parents gave them money, no time and effort?
I do. Right.
We know more people that gave them money than gave them time and effort.
No time and effort.
Yeah.
But according to the Post, that's great parents, great father, great mother.
Yeah.
I'm only using what he's saying.
Correct. I'm with you. I think with anything in life, like you look at great businessmen, you look at music artists, life is about putting stuff together. That's why we need community as far as each other, community and church and stuff like that, because I have what I have, but I ain't got what Rag got. Rag got what he got, but he ain't got what Rod got.
No, I ain't got what he got.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and that's pretty much what life is now. Like, okay, dang, if I got all this knowledge, I got all this wisdom, I got community, but dang, I need some seed in order to give them the opportunity in order to do something. Okay, he a rap star. You know what I'm saying? We know he a rap star. Okay, now his dad provided this stability, this godly, standard. You know what I'm saying? Gave him, you know what I'm saying, a good example. Gave him a voice. Gave him all this stuff. But what if he had the money part to be like, my son is talented, and whatever I need to do, I want to put him out there to do this. That don't negate him not being good or great in what he already did, but having that other piece out there would have been impactful, not only just for him, but for the other people he would have impacted. Because don't tell me Rag ain't gonna get on, then New Genesis ain't gonna get on. Then Keenan can have a job, then that nigga will probably stay at Memphis, probably be back here doing the thing. You know what I'm saying? Doing all, you know what I'm saying? So it's a big chain in line to where everybody needs something. Just like, okay, I may have the business acumen to do something, but then I don't have the know-how as far as the marketability and doing stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I think in life, period, we all need these different pieces. And so that's kind of what we kind of get Vic to help us out with sometimes, because I can do it, but he has a more expertise in some of this stuff and it'll just run smoothly. You know what I mean? So I think that's what we all in search for. Like, even with this podcast, we putting in the work and doing this stuff like that, but then we going to need some more money and other stuff to push stuff out there that we're not necessarily doing. Stuff that I just don't know. You know what I mean?
I mean, but like, and again, like, when I look at you as a dad, all the money that you put in, you give your kids good stuff. They got good shoes. They got good clothes. They stay in a great house in a great neighborhood, probably going to great schools. They don't feel that. No. What makes you great is the times that they get up here in the man cave with you and they get to watch sports with you. What makes you great is when they're playing football, even though you was more playing basketball and tennis, you're out there coaching. Like you really know what you know what I'm saying, a Z route is, but you out there coaching and you're on the sidelines cheering them on.
That's true.
What makes you great is you out there with baseball, and you know damn well you ain't play no damn baseball, but you out there like you that's what makes you great. Yeah. And Lord knows what Abby gonna do if she don't play no tennis. If you out there at a damn gymnastics competition or cheer competition or ballet competition, you know you ain't do none of that. But what makes you great is that when I looked over to the sidelines, my dad was there. They not studying it. I always got to get Cocoa Puffs when I wanted them, or for Christmas you got me, and that's great. What makes you great is, and again, money is. The scripture says that money is a problem solver. But the last thing is time, meaning that I'm putting other stuff to the side. You put other stuff to the side to be at that game, JB. You neglect. The Cowboys playing, but man, we got baseball practice. Man, we got my team playing. And you already know we 49ers fan, but I gotta be here at this game. Yeah. I gotta pick you up from practice, even though my team playing.
Good old technology, be that phone right there.
But what I'm saying is, but all they know is when they look over there, they don't know you looking at your phone. They think you looking at them. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Like that's what makes you great. The time, the effort. You're tired. You've been at work all day.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? You leave work. You leaving what you doing to come be where they and you know how, man, dude. Like I said, I don't put my money out there, man. If you knew how much I made, you jump off a building. As much as I'm telling you, with the house that I got, like you look at how you think, dude. If you knew how much I made, it's like, man, you wouldn't be asking why. You say how are you doing that? And that's all you make. That's all you make. For as much as I work, like when we were talking about the WNBA players, and you was like, "Oh, they make less than me." I was like, "I wish I made as much as a WNBA player." So for real, like I wish I made Caitlin Clark money. If I made Caitlin Clark money, y'all wouldn't be able to tell me nothing. But again,
I'm talking about strictly WNBA salary, just not including their endorsements.
But no, I ain't talking about that. Like if I just had their salary, I don't need no endorsement. If I had a WNBA salary, nigga. Do you already know? But my kids don't feel that because all they know is, man, daddy gonna make it happen. But guess what? When they got a game, I might show up at halftime, but I'm there. Yeah. You know, so they got practice. Guess what? We make sure they get to practice. They need shoes. Guess what? We make sure they get their shoes. But then I hold them accountable too. So I'm gonna sit out there while you practicing, and I'll use an NBA player. Shaq always talk about his stepdad.
Yeah, he does. Sarge, yeah.
He don't never talk about money. Yeah. He talks about Sarge being there, time.
Discipline.
Yep. He talked discipline, effort. Yep. Now, he did spend some money. But the biggest thing was, man, every time I look up, man, Sarge is there. But Sarge is also holding me accountable. We look at Richard Williams. Richard Williams didn't have money. Mm-hmm. Richard Williams had time. He had effort. Now, we can look at a guy like Pat Mahomes. Yeah, his dad probably had time, effort, and money. He also apparently got time to turn up. Because the niggas always drunk. Of course. You know what I'm saying? But again, like we look at some of these guys, the Mannings, their dad, he had time, effort, and money. Right? Yeah. But then you got guys like I said, like a Richard Williams. Jordan's dad didn't have money. But he had time and he had effort. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Like the great ones, Kobe dad didn't have money like that. That's why he was overseas. And Kobe wasn't at a private school. Kobe was at a public school. So his money wasn't that long. Yeah. And they selling Kobe's jerseys and rings and stuff. So his money wasn't that long. But he had time and effort. He had influence. He had connections. He put Kobe around people that was like, oh man, I remember Brian Shaw. Man, I remember when Kobe was like 13. His dad was playing overseas. I was in Italy. Man, and I had just left the Boston Celtics. Time, influence, effort. Again, now, to your point, man, money is hella important. You can do a whole lot more with money than you can. I'm not shitting on what he said with that, but the idea that, especially in today's time, because that's what he said, 2024. Yeah. But the idea that I can't be great because I don't have, and again, and again, I'll go back to my dad. Man, I'm not finna call out because there's a lot of preachers in Memphis that will get shit on. But it's preachers in Memphis that said, man, God told me to give you this money for your ministry and didn't do it. So now you looking at my dad like he ain't got no money. But again, my dad's being obedient to his fasting and praying. And I come to Rod like, man, I got you. So okay, I prayed and fasted. The Lord said, go to Rod. Rod said, I got you. I go to Rod, and Rod like, yeah, just let me wait and see. But 20 years later came back and was like, Elder Reagan, I owe you an apology because I disobeyed the Lord. Well, that's what's up. That didn't help us. Nigga, I'm out of high school now. Right. Yeah. My kid damn near grown now. That don't help me now. Yeah. That didn't help me when I was eating pinto beans and ground beef and Jiffy Mix every night. That didn't help me when I had one pair of jeans in the 9th grade. Man, I appreciate that apology, but that, again, opportunity. It's time my mom. My mom used to work for First South Credit Union. They ended up suing First South Credit Union because they held my mom back from getting a promotion. And so to try to appease them, they made my mom the vice president of the bank, the one up there in Raleigh across the street from Walmart. Yeah. But again, it's times like that where my parents got shit on because, again, they trying to do stuff the right way. And that's why, like I said now, well, y'all not going to know because the episode is already posted. But like I said, y'all think, oh, I'm the ratchet. No, I just don't give a shit now. Because I had to live through people doing the bullshit and then apologizing after it don't matter. And so, again, you could say my folks didn't have it, but they're trusting God. They're going in the way they're supposed to go. And just like the parable of the prodigal son, it's people who's supposed to help you out, who's supposed to have your back and walk past you and look. And so now are we looking down on people? How would your life be if somebody who was supposed to help you out, who God put in your life to help you, said, you know what? I know what God told me to be, but let me watch and wait and see, even though God told them to help Jamal Brown out. And they decided, I ain't going to be obedient. Let me step back. Would you be in the position you're in now? Some of the blessings that you got, Rod, would you have them if somebody was like, you know what, I know what God told me, but let me see back. Let me wait and see. No, the places y'all are at is because somebody was obedient. But what happens if somebody disobedient? And that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm still on the word he was talking about, the guy in the video, talking about investing. Like,
because that can be used. That could be a broad term.
It was a broad term.
You know what I mean? Because obviously investing. When I first think about it, I'm thinking of money. I'm thinking of stocks. I'm thinking of stuff like that. But then also, just what Rad kept on saying, time and effort.
But that's not what he was saying though. He was saying investing as far as money into your children.
Correct.
So
correct. Yeah, he was
investing money in your children. You're not teaching them finance. Mm-hmm. So he didn't cover that area.
No, he didn't cover that.
He wasn't talking about that. He was just basically saying, you ain't got a lot of money. You living check to check. Long story short, you broke. You ain't no good. You ain't great. Mm-hmm. All in a nutshell, what he was saying. But he just kept on using that word loosely, investing. And I tried to go down his post, and I guess because I'm not friends with him, it's selected. I'm not following him. It's selected on what they show me. But I don't really see anything of any posts of him talking about investing. Like,
but does he have to though?
He doesn't have to.
If you're gonna roast people about it, I think you should.
Yeah. I think you got a responsibility when you're at a so-called level of greatness, I guess. Influence, a better word.
Yeah.
I think you should tell and tell people about investing, or tell people how to get to where you are. How many barbers? Hey, I don't know. How many barbers are you mentoring? He could be mentoring a whole lot of people.
Right.
Or he probably not mentoring nobody. I don't know.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, you're already there. Who are you investing in? What souls are you invested in? You know, I don't know, even with his children. He said you got children, right?
Yeah, no, he definitely got some. But y'all, we know Jay Sanders. Would you assume that Jay Sanders got more money than you? Jeremy Sanders.
Yeah.
Would you think that he is at least where you are, if not more than what you got?
Definitely.
But have you ever heard him shit on somebody about what they got? Jay Sanders always talk about influence.
Right.
He don't talk about, you ain't where I'm at because I got more money. No, he talks about influence. Pastor Moss, I would dare say we all can say that Pastor Moss got more money than us. For real estate and different business he got, I've never heard Pastor Moss get on nobody for how much money they got or don't got. And that's like people who I know got money. I know you got money. I know if you die tonight, your kids are straight.
Yeah.
Financially, you have already set it up with life insurance and your businesses and everything else. I've never heard you down somebody else. And that's I just want to point that out because you was talking about the influence and who you're impacting and stuff like that. Like, we know people who got money. I've never heard those people down people who actually got the money.
Right.
Now, this is me. I didn't hear him downing anybody. Personally, I just thought, especially when he's talking about, like, with FedEx and certain jobs like that, like, okay, now, if you want to say, to me, it's all about the mindset. Like, yes, those jobs are what they are, but you don't, to me, I'm not going to FedEx to try to stay there for 5, 6, 7 years. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to FedEx, or I'm working at Taco Bell, or I'm working at McDonald's, you know what I'm saying? Because, this is where I'm at this particular time. I'm not trying to stay there. You know what I mean? So I didn't hear, maybe I'll go back again when we're done to kind of see. I didn't hear him downing people. I just heard him being like, more so somewhat of a financial lesson, but to your point, Rod, like, but to no end. You're not giving any other wisdom or advice or tidbits in order to, necessarily get out. Basically, it's just like, you just need to get some money. You know what I'm saying?
He would say, you got the message.
Yeah.
Just based on what you just said.
Yeah.
You got the message fully.
Yeah.
But to me, even when you said you didn't hear him downplaying nobody.
Yeah.
Like, what do you say downplaying is when you say you work at Taco Bell, you work at McDonald's, you are on the slave plantation.
Yeah.
It's not being a barber on the slave plantation.
You asking me?
I'm asking you a question.
You asking
I'm
me?
asking you.
I would say no, because I think those two jobs are different. Because I can switch. If I got an appointment at 4:30, hey bro, I got something to do. We got to switch it out back at 5 or 5:30. You know what I'm saying? It's not a hard time. Like, if I work at Taco Bell, nigga, if you supposed to be there at 6 and you be like, no, I got something to do. I'll be there at 6:45. Like, you only got a couple times to do that before they probably get rid of you, write you up, or just fire you. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm a barber, most of the time, especially I guess in his case, like I said, I don't know him. If he's a celebrity barber and he does people's heads like that, he has the freedom to move his times up or back or go to the next day or whatever like that. So I see what you're saying, but I don't see those jobs as kind of being in the same thing.
You know why it's the same thing? It's different, but it's the same thing.
Okay.
Because neither one can take off for a whole month or 3 months or a year. Let's go 2 years.
A regular barber, okay. But I'm saying
him.
Okay.
I don't know him, but what I'm saying is, can he take off for 3 years and don't struggle
for 3 years?
3 years.
I don't think a year.
Yeah,
I don't think
I definitely wouldn't say 3 years.
And I say that, but again, because I am friends with him on Facebook, like during the pandemic time.
Definitely not 3 years.
During the pandemic time, when ain't nobody traveling, ain't nobody doing no shows, you're not going to no places with like if you do go, it's masked up, and so now you're not getting your full numbers. Mm-hmm. So now people aren't coming like they normally come. And again, like I'm following him on, so I'm seeing your trials and tribulations and stuff that you're going through. I'm with you saying, hey, you got it, bro. Stay consistent. So I like don't try to sell me no wolf tickets like everything's all hunky dory and peachy keen. And I know that during this particular time, you were struggling like the rest of us niggas was struggling. Mm-hmm. Because you, to his point, and he didn't go there, but I saw where you was going. You're still depending. Your job, the way you make money depends upon other people for you to get your income. It's not like you got that what's the word? It's liquid
assets.
Liquid where it's not liquid, but it's where it's making
residual
money.
Income?
Residual. That's what I'm looking for. Mm-hmm. Residual where I ain't got like how you saying. I can sit back a year, 3 years. I got money coming in because my money is making money for me. My money is dependent upon my work ethic, my clientele, and how often they frequent me. So now if I don't have no clientele, if ain't nobody frequenting me, if I'm not working, I can't sit back, like Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn, when they were painting the fence, like I ain't got to do nothing, you doing it for me. Like, no, I have to actually got my hand to the plow like somebody who works at Taco Bell. Like, to your point, I got to be there in order to make money. Like my job at the post office. I don't get paid if I don't show up at work.
Right.
I can call in if I want to. And guess what?
Well, just on time.
And guess what? But I ain't going to get fired. But when my check come, I ain't going to have nothing either, though. You see what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got to go. Yeah. But I ain't going to have nothing when that paycheck come.
Let me add this.
I remember. Okay, go ahead.
So, even dealing with that, like, how many people do he employ? How many people does he have on a, how many people is he paying?
So that's a good question. But I heard, maybe y'all could tell me different, because like I said, I went through maybe 20 minutes of it, so I missed out maybe on 10. I remember him saying something about if you can't get off for 3 weeks, be on vacation for 3 weeks. If you can't be on vacation for 3 weeks or something like that, then, you may be on a slave plantation or something like that. He said, but I remember he said 3 weeks. If you can't leave wherever you work at, if you can't go away for 3 weeks or whatever like that, then you might need to look at that or reevaluate that.
Let me throw this out there.
Okay.
So I drive Uber, right?
Yeah.
So if he sees the video, hey, you can bash Uber. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You can make 6 figures doing Uber. Trust me.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I picked up people. They be on vacation. I'm picking them up downtown. These folks off. They just tell me we're taking trips around, different places or whatever. These folks off for 3 months, a month, just going around different cities.
Yeah,
they in Memphis for like 3 or 4 days, and then they go into New Orleans, then they go into Nashville, then they go into Florida.
Yeah,
these people from overseas. You talking about 3 weeks? What's 3 weeks? That's not even a month.
Yeah, that's a good time though.
I'm not saying it.
Give me 3 weeks.
It's a great time.
Yeah.
But like I said, I go back to the original question. Can he take off for 3 years? A year,
ain't
2 years.
Many people can take off 3 years.
So my point in making that statement is, if you can't take off those times, how many CEOs can Elon Musk take off for 3 years and not struggle?
For sure.
Can any CEO of the Fortune 500s can they take off for 3 years and not struggle? Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is, we're still all on this plantation. Mm-hmm. You just got some house niggas and you got some field niggas.
Right.
And the house niggas talking down to the field niggas and the field niggas talking down to the house niggas.
It's a level to it now. Don't get it twisted.
So what I'm saying is,
it's a level to it.
How you get off the plantation is you learn this investment game.
Yeah.
You learn how to put your money to work. Because I always ask people this right here when I talk to them about finance. I ask them, what do you use your check for? What is your check for? And the norm answer is to pay bills. Your check is not to pay bills.
Mm-hmm.
Your check is supposed to I heard this right here on a podcast, and basically what they were saying was, matter of fact, it was what's his name? Trap, Wall Street Trapper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Wall Street. Yeah.
He said this. He said he had a white guy in jail, and he was talking about trading time for money and all that.
Mm-hmm.
He said, ask yourself the question: how can I stop trading so much time for money? It's either through real estate, it's either through stock market, or it's either through creating your own business.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing is this right here: like, if you don't have those 3 avenues set up and like running itself, we're all on this plantation, just trying to get by. So I look at it like this: like, if you're not able to take off 3 years, 3 months, or whatever, and not even miss no money, like, you still on the boat. You still in the boat. You still in the same boat.
I'm with you. My thing, like, whatever with the slavery term, because I think slavery is.
We use it.
He kept using that.
Well, correct, but I think we all are.
Everybody hops on the band.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
the main thing he said was, like, if you're in America, you're not free. You have to buy your freedom.
Yeah, I remember saying that. Yeah.
He stayed on the plantation. He stayed on the slavery.
Right.
That's why I keep talking about it, because that was the main ideal of his whole story of what he was talking about.
Now this the thing, because R.I.P. Dolph. You know what I'm saying? Even he said he was a rich slave. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Just because he got billions of dollars and doing this stuff, he knows at the end of it, like, look,
somebody gonna make money off his death.
Correct. Somebody did with the insurance and stuff. Whatever he was, I forgot the company, whatever he was with. But so to your, like I said, I didn't agree with necessarily everything he was saying. But as far as being a slave, like, everybody is to a degree, unless you're what you saying, like Elon Musk and stuff like that. But
unless you're the elite.
These are business. These are billionaires. You feel me? So that's
they're
like
a totally different.
Yeah, that's a totally different thing. So if you want to break it down, everybody is necessarily is a slave. It just depends on what level you are. Are you a house nigga? Are you you a field nigga? Are you what I'm saying? Like,
you got
where you at?
Slave master.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
Or you got Leonardo DiCaprio from Django.
Right. And so, from those terms now. But if you a field nigga, like, you at least wanna, you definitely want to get up in the house though. You know what I mean? Because it's a degree of, like I said, working at Fed, for 5 or 6 months that I did to get the money that I wanted, that we needed for certain things, and just some extra cushion or whatever like that, was good. But it ain't no way that I was gonna stay there. That's literally like, especially I'm 40 plus years old. You know what I'm saying? I'm not 18, 19, 20, 21 again. You know what I mean? So at this point in my life, like, okay, I want to do this.
You had a goal in mind.
Yeah, and I don't want to continue to get in debt and do stuff like this. So I'm going to do X, Y, and Z in order to do what I got to do for myself and my family. So, the slave stuff, some of the stuff I spit out, but I didn't throw the whole thing away, what he was saying, because I kind of, you sift through certain things, you kind of get the gist of what's going on. And so, but I think everybody, like I was saying, everybody need that piece. Everybody looking for that different piece. Like, you see why some of these preachers and stuff like that, like Creflo Dollar, like, he has the charisma, he teaches bomb, he has the, like, some preachers, like, they don't have, he has the business acumen as well. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So you need all those pieces in order to, get where you need to get and be, who you're trying to be. You know what I mean? So I think, again, money is good. You know what I mean? Everybody needs money. Everybody, has to use money, but it is a piece. If we had to name the pieces, if you had to put impact, time, effort, money wouldn't be number one. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be number one, but it probably wouldn't be last on my list either. Personally, for me.
Yeah. I wouldn't put it last on the list.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think that, and again, this is why I vehemently disagree with it, because, again, when you say that, if I was to take my dad and put him in 2024 time, and nobody who knows my dad We've had people on here, Velli, Jay Sanders, Marcus King, Thomas Sellers. We've had MKJ. We've had everybody swear by my dad.
I swear.
Nobody, you swear by my.
Bro,
nobody would say that. And again, like Fro is somebody. Fro is another one.
Yeah.
He ain't necessarily had the money. He had to hustle. You see what I'm saying? And that hustle produced that. But like just to say I got the money, it's been some time. He said on here, sometimes I didn't have enough, but I had that hustle.
The hustle was strong.
You see what I'm saying? Like, so to say I'm going off your initial statement, the initial statement was if you are broke, which means you don't have enough, you can't be great. And that's so now he piggybacked. We can talk about the slavery thing and all that, but basically what you're saying is if you don't have enough, if I can't do everything I want to do whenever I want to do it, I can't be great. That's a damn lie. Because every industry we got, it started with a vision. Fred Smith, when he started FedEx, did not have the capital. He had a vision. The vision produced the capital. When God told Abraham, you're going to be the father of many nations, Abraham didn't have no kids. His name wasn't even Abraham. It was Abram. Yeah. And so now, again, I'm sitting up here with two members of the clergy. How can you sit up here and talk about this money and God don't move off money? God ain't never moved off money. He told David, do not count what you got, because if you count what you got, I'm going to take away. And when David had to lose a third of the kingdom, it's because he was like, look at what all I got. Translation, look at all this money I got. He said, don't get in that what you got. Rely on me. Yeah. And that's all I'm saying. So now money, yes, it is the scripture says that money solves a multitude of problems. It does. Definitely. I'm not denying that. But when you say, if you don't have this, you can't be great. What did Jesus tell the rich young ruler? He said, man, give it all up and come follow me. And I'm going to show. And then he told his disciples, if he would have done that, he would have got everything that he lost in this life and in the life to come. But basically what you're telling me is if I don't give this up, if I don't got this, I'm nothing. But Jesus said, no, in order to be something, let this go. Give it up. God said, give it up. Yeah. So now, if we're sitting up here, we say we are believers, y'all are in the clergy, how can you sit up here and say this? And Jesus said that the person that we're going to talk about for eons is the person that gave less than 2 pennies. And she gave everything that she had. And he said, because she gave her best, she gave everything. She didn't have as much, because she's in the line with people who like, oh, look at me, 10 million, 5 million. We got a homeboy who ain't no longer with us. And why did he get distraught? Because we're not fucking church service. And people sitting up there talking about, oh, look at me, I'm giving 10,000. And all he had was 50. And he got told, you ain't got enough to get this blessing. And that broke him.
Forgot about that. Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. So how can you sit up here and say, my boy gone? Yeah. And you gonna say, cause you ain't got. And that's what broke him. I ain't got enough. All I got is a passion. All I got is faith. All I got is belief in God. But you ain't got enough because you ain't got money. So evidently, if you ain't got money, you must got sin in your life. And he was doing everything he was supposed to do.
Everything he knew.
Everything he knew.
Yeah.
And then so now he got distraught. And then so he just said, well, forget it then. And we sitting up there talking to him. When he was staying in the house out, I believe it was Whitehaven or what that area, we going out there because we went out there together one time. But he's broken. We talking about how broken he is because somebody said, you ain't got enough. And keep in mind, his pops had a business. His pops had money. Mr. Van had money. He had his own business. They had the cleaners. Yeah. They used to clean all the church stuff. But he's feeling a type of way because somebody telling him, because you can't give in this offering, you ain't great. And the deal was, in Pastor Moss and Pastor King and Evan Taylor and all of these ministers of Breath of Life is like, man, you know what? I wish Marco would have knew what he was. But you know why he didn't? Because somebody told him, because you ain't got this, you ain't enough. And if somebody had told him, if you keep going, guess what? Your grind, your hustle, your perseverance, your dedication, just like Jesus told the rich young ruler, you'll get that. That's going to come. But you got to stay the course. You got to keep it. You can't get off of it. Now, don't get it twisted. We need the niggas like a JB who can say, hey, I got like them WNBA women ain't talking about nothing. We need that. We need you. We need you because you're the sower and investor. But then we also need the people who ain't necessarily got it, but got that grind that's gonna work. And so somebody can say, you know what, I see what you're doing. So even though you ain't got it, let me put that battery in your back. Let me help you out. Like what would Bill Gates be if his godmother wasn't Margaret Sanger, who came up with Planned Parenthood? Like let's not act like these people. What would Donald Trump be without his millionaire daddy? Like let's not act like these. What would George Bush be without his grandfather, his racist ass grandfather, and his daddy who was a politician? Let's not act like these people ain't got money behind them. What would the Carnegies or the Vanderbilts or the Rockefellers be if they didn't have, like, what would the Hiltons be? And that's all I'm saying. What would Kim Kardashian, like Robert Kardashian was a rich lawyer. Mm-hmm. Like, let's not act like these celebrities and people now, occasionally, we got people who get it out the mud. But for the most part, and even our boy, shout out to Pat Morris, what did he say? My dad was running. My dad now he expanded it, but I started with something. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Like, I just think me personally, I compartmentalize, certain things because I think even I've heard Kim Kardashian talk about their father. He said, her father was cool. He was a great provider, and stuff like that. So, but I mean, I'm with you. I think when you look at or listen to stuff like that, I don't try to get too sensational, whatever, with it, but. But as far as you being great, you can be great. You can be a great person. You know what I'm saying? But also, when you say a great father, they're different pieces of being of a father, and the money part is a piece of it, and so I can't negate that. But to your point, I know exactly where you're coming from with that. For somebody to tell you that you're not great because you don't have this X, Y, and Z money, we know it's because of pretty much circumstances. It's not necessarily you have a desire to do it, but you just
lack of knowledge.
It's a lack of knowledge. You don't have the wisdom in order to do that, or the opportunity, or however you want to look at it. So, but yeah, man, I'm with you. A lot
of people don't have that. A lot of people, I'm talking about black community. A lot of us don't have the knowledge as far as investing, starting a company up, because we never saw it.
Yeah.
Like, I always had a hunger and a thirst to know more than just a job. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But my dad didn't teach me no finance. He taught me how to save. Yeah. I'm a great saver. Right. You know what I'm saying? He taught me how to save, I remember some years back, in my first marriage, boy, I can do a lot with $20.
Right.
I can go the whole week, you know what I'm saying, get hot dogs in the house, Mm-hmm. I can stretch $20.
Man, you better know
it. Can you do that now, though?
I can, actually.
I can. Well, $20.
No, I can't.
20, I'm talking about, yeah. It's just a little different now.
I'll show you what I make. I guarantee you I do it every week.
Okay.
I do it every week.
Well, when you constantly have a system for how to stretch $20,
yeah,
you can find a way.
Oh, yeah, you can find a way. Find a way.
Yeah, where's the will is the way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
When you slick have to, I'm with you. When you, depending, if you got a family, I'm talking about $20 stretch for just you or your family. You know what I'm saying?
I said the family, bro.
Okay, the family.
I was talking about the family.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not negating what you're saying. I get it.
Yeah.
My only thing is, again, let's just forget the investing in the slavery, because that's the extra. That's the I'm tagging on. I'm trying to validate my point. Right. The initial statement is that you cannot be great if
a great father.
Right. Well, I'm just saying greatness if. So great father equates with finances. If you don't have finances, you can't be a great father. Basically, that's the essence of what you're saying.
Yeah.
Now, we can talk about slavery. We can talk about, you know what I'm saying, the jobs we work. But I'm just saying, basically, you're equating the greatness of my ability to impart wisdom, to make an impact, to put my child in a position to do and be the best that they can be upon my ability to give them finances. And we already talked about this. You knew some dudes from when you played tennis, their parents gave them everything in terms of finances and couldn't hold a candle to you.
Yeah.
Because they didn't give them the time and the effort. The time and the effort was more important. Your dad might not have had as much money as them folks when y'all going to the country clubs playing with them folks with the little bitty shorts and stuff.
Right.
But he gave you the time and the effort. He gave you the resources.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So, and that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You may not, as much as you make, it's some people that you probably met. You were like, dang, they driving that. You stay where? But the impact you making on your kids, because it ain't just you showing up at the game. You at the house in the game room watching the playoffs with them.
Yeah.
You playing the video games with them. So even though, we both at this game and you may have a little bit more, you're also spending this extra time with them. So even though they may do whatever, you made a bigger impact on your kids' lives because, and it didn't have nothing to do with your dollar value. Yeah. It had to do with the fact that every time I come home after 4 o'clock, 4:30, when Daddy at the crib. Yeah. I can't pee on the floor in the back room because Daddy know what's up. Man. You know what I'm saying? I can't get 2 pieces of chicken because Daddy finna get the Daddy getting the big piece of chicken. You remember we talked about that?
Right,
because he couldn't get your
why does Daddy get the big piece of chicken?
But you there to enforce that. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. You're there to talk about. And guess what? But guess what your child is doing? Your oldest doing? He's sitting up watching your podcast. Yeah. How many people who CEOs kids sitting up investing in the company at 9 years old, trying to see how we move this freight or whatever we move. But your son is sitting up watching how you do what you do. That's impact, man. That ain't got nothing to do with dollar value. That's got something to do with you being there. And that ain't got nothing to do with your money. Because he don't know that shit. But he do know you be up here with these lights and these cameras and Uncle Ro be up here and y'all have guests be up here. But that's what he see. And guess what? Even though he don't understand, he's sitting up watching. Oh, Daddy, why does Uncle Ro use those bad words? What's in his glass? Yeah. But he see that even though it ain't got nothing to do with money. And that's all I'm saying. Yeah. And I feel you because I understand you take care of a lot of stuff. Yeah. You make sure everybody in this junk straight. And you take that, and not just that, your mom, your sister, you take on a lot. So I get it. But don't negate the fact that, man, when your dad had his piece, it ain't had nothing to do with how much you was making. Right. It was what he invested in you. It ain't had nothing to do, JB, his credit score is here and this what his W-2 look. No, he knew what he put in you that wasn't money. That's what makes you that nigga. That's why your dad was like, I'm good. Because he saw, I ain't worried about your money. I know what's in here. Yeah. Because he put that in there. And that's all I'm saying. And don't you negate that.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't get it. I'm going through something personally now with. I got my oldest nephew, Rodney's kid. He got out of prison last May. He was in there for 3 years, and so he down in Miami again, just kind of thugging it out, and I've been going back and forth with him last 3 months or something because his mama kicked him out. You know, he on his last dime. He been living on the street for a while and stuff, and so. You know, and from here it's just like, you know, he hit me up. It's like I don't, you know,
right? What I'm supposed to do?
What am I supposed to say? Now I told him like I can't keep sending you money all the time. You know what I'm saying? I got my own stuff I got to do, situation, wife, kids, and other stuff like that. But you know, I still
hitting you up for that dollar amount.
He hit me up for. Weekly sometime for like, hey, all I need is this. I got to catch this bus. I got to do this. I got to get some food. I got to be da-da-da-da-da. And so I'm saying that just like yesterday, I sent him some money because he said, Uncle, I got to go get this shit. I got this job interview. All I need to get washed up and da-da-da this and da-da-da-da. So I sent him some money to get something done and stuff like that. Like, because that's all I literally had for him. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He down in Miami. Like, I can't.
Right.
And just even the word, I think in James it says like, why say, oh brother, be well, you know what I'm saying? Go be warm. Right. When you can actually help somebody out. When you got access to do something too. Like I could be like, hey Neff, be warm out there on that bench out there, you sleeping in the park and stuff like that. And it's like, like the money actually does help me. So, and he hit me up the other day, he actually did get the job. that he went for. So now hopefully he's on a trajectory that will get him.
If you ever want to send some money another way, I'm just saying. I ain't projecting.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm at the point right now to where when I first got my job on the Navy base, right? Mm-hmm. Single, you know what I'm saying? Like, had my own place, you know what I mean? I was looking for people like to bless, because that's where I was at the time. I was like, nigga, I can't take all this for myself, and so, you know, tricking off or just doing other stuff and having. That's when we had to do music, had the studio in the crib, had all the stuff.
He was definitely tricking off.
You know what I'm saying? So I had, you know, little stuff like that.
He was outside.
But, you know, money is a big piece, especially when you can't provide nobody something else. They getting sick of hearing your prayers. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? How much prayer can you, like, Father God, you know what I'm saying? Like, please, you know, send him an opportunity, the money. And then it's like, nigga, you got $50 you can probably give them. You know what I'm saying? But it's like that's what I'm wrestling with, just like the balance, because at the end of the day, you don't want nobody to take advantage of you. Right. You know what I'm saying? But you also just like, look, okay, I give you this, and you know, hopefully it sounded like, at least with my nephew, that the investment is turning hopefully into something good, so he can get back on his feet. And from, you know, being in prison and doing all that stuff. So I said all that just to say, like, again, money is not the all and be all, but it's a big piece, especially when you have nothing else to say to somebody or do as far as words, or you keep saying the same things over and over, and you have, you know, the ability to help them. And most likely when you're going to help them, it's going to take some type of resources, money, something, or whatever to do that. But in order to be a great father, money does not have to be in the forefront, but it has to be a piece. You know what I'm saying? It has to be a piece. Like I said, it wouldn't be last on my list. I wouldn't put it first, but I may put it second or third, you know, kind of just depending, because in today, you these kids ain't about to be in this house all summer long. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas had to go somewhere. You know what I'm saying? They got to go to a summer camp.
I would say it would be last on mine, but only because, like, when somebody has money, we've seen what money looks like, and you don't have the time and effort. So if money can get you in the room, money ain't gonna keep you in the room.
No, it's not.
Money gives you quicker access, but like we've seen what time and effort looks like. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jordan showed us what time and effort looks like. LeBron didn't come from money.
Nope.
He's showing you what time and effort look like. Michael Jordan showing you what time. Allen Iverson showing you what time and effort look like. They didn't come from like a Peyton Manning. Now keep in mind, Peyton Manning came, but like, who's the GOAT? Tom Brady. Right now, like our quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Now he came from a decent living, but like he didn't have the accolades, but time, effort, dedication. Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. But you put that work in. You be where you supposed to be. You do what you have parents who support you. Mm-hmm. And then they like, his parents, they shut their business down to go be at all his games.
Yep. For that day on Sunday.
Right, they'll close.
I remember
when
that.
He got a game, they close the time, the effort, the energy. And I'm not saying that money is not important. Again, whether it's from a natural standpoint, and even when we talk about from a scriptural standpoint, money solves a multitude of problems. I'm not negating that. But had my dad, and I know me, had my dad, because I'll say that this ain't the shit on my brothers, but my parents have gone out of their way to make sure my brothers get whatever they need and do whatever. And it's a level of entitlement there. It's a level of expectation. Mm-hmm. I didn't have that. And they kind of apologized, but it was like, well, the reason why we don't worry about you, because we know you know how to go. But the reason why I learned to go and get it is because I didn't have it. But I did have your time. I had your attention. I had your hustle. I had your character. So if you ain't got it, it's cool. Don't you stress. Don't you worry. You taught me how to go get it.
Yep.
And I'm imparting that to mine. And I tell mine, you know what? I don't want you to do what I'm doing. That's why I'm sitting out here with you, watching you when you ain't doing that drill right, telling you, yeah, that ain't gonna cut it, boss. Mm-hmm. And I hope, stop. Is that your best? If that's your best, then keep doing exactly what you're doing. If it's not, you need to take it up. Oh, you ran this in 8 minutes? Let's knock 10 seconds off. That's what I'm out there doing.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because again, I ain't got the money to pay a trainer, but I can sit out there even though I'm tired and I've been in the heat or the cold and I'm sweating and my clothes sticking to me and I smell like ass and mail and boxes and Amazon and all of that. But I can do that. You see what I'm saying? So now, but guess what they said? And again, these ain't even biological, but they said, man, he done gave us more. We done got more in a year than we got our whole lives with the biological. So now again, they may throw me in a nursing home but
no sir, we ain't speaking it.
But for them, I'm not. But I'm just saying. But for them to say in a year we got more from him, he not obligated. He don't owe us that. And if I got a choice, I'd rather stay here, cause I know what he bring. I know what he doing. And guess what? It ain't been a bunch of money. Cause guess what? The biological can do the money. He can't do what I'm doing. No.
Right.
You ain't got me, bro.
The effort and time.
You see what I'm saying? And so that's all I'm saying. But guess what? Man, I learned that from Roche O'Regan the first. Man, I learned that from Prentice Brown. I learned that from Howard Moss. And Sammy Holloway. And Danny Morrow. And Simon Woody. And Robert Braden. And Ricky Braden. Like, again, we can go down the list, bro.
Mm-hmm.
We got plenty of people that we know, and that's all I'm saying. And again, I see what you're doing, and it ain't all money. When you talk about being at practice, nigga, money ain't the first thing to come out your mouth. It's the time. And so even for you to say that, I get that you playing the devil's advocate, man, that's what's up. Yeah. But man, money ain't the first thing to come out your mind when you be at football or baseball practice. It's your time. It's your effort. Mm-hmm. So don't insult yourself. Cause you could easily be like, oh, let me just pay this and I'm gonna be at the house watching the game. You at the game, bro.
Yeah.
You're they ask you to volunteer, you coaching. So you gonna say it's just money?
Okie
But you at the game coaching. Not just yours. You coaching Billy and Phillip too. Come on, man.
You trying to pull me in on the coaching.
Right.
Slide in. Now, Rod, you got any closing remarks, any words, brother? Did you want to add that you already didn't say? Didn't get a chance to say?
Well, like Rag was talking about, what the Bible speaks about. Like, money is one of the most talked about.
It is
topic in the Bible.
I forgot how many times.
I think it's second, far as if not
30,
first.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot though. It's a lot.
And even Jesus said, "Where your treasure is, your heart will be."
Also,
yeah.
So my thing is just right here, like, is it just about the money? Is all it's about, or is it about the time, the effort, and also the money?
Yeah.
So my thing is just right here, like, you got to add more than just money. You got to add the time and the effort. I know my daughter, she graduated from, she just graduated law school.
I saw that.
She did a great job.
Congratulations.
Yeah, her mom did a great job.
Yeah.
But I remember going up to Knoxville when she graduated from UT.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't have the money at the time, you know what I'm saying? Nothing like that, but I look at, bro, I stayed up for 36 hours. 36 hours. I was working, and I had to drive up there.
That's a good trip.
And I was up for 36 hours, bro, to get there. Yeah. It's not a pat on my back. It's my daughter. I'm not finna miss one of the biggest, at that time, one of the biggest things that she was going to experience, graduating college.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I look at, like, I made it. I wasn't able to buy her a car. I wasn't able to buy her, give her $1,000 or $10,000, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bouquet of flowers.
Yeah.
But I was able to make it.
When she gets married, who do you think she's going to ask to walk her down?
She's already married.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she is.
So that's what I'm talking about. We ain't talking none. Well, that's another.
We talking about that because you claimed up and down that you did, and I showed you my phone and you saw you didn't. Because I don't delete shit. But so hold up. So did you walk her down the aisle?
No, she didn't. They kind of eloped.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I remember. Because
I was gonna ask, like, who was she? So like when they eloped, like, did she talk to you afterwards or?
Well, we talked about it beforehand.
So you knew That's what I'm saying.
I'll talk to you about out the part.
Right, okay.
But yeah, we had a conversation and beforehand or whatever, and a long conversation about some other things.
Right.
But yeah.
I'm saying, but the reason why I asked it though, and I guess like I said, I didn't know that, but like being that you stepped in, do you feel like? Because again, it wasn't the money, but you had the time, you had the effort.
Right. I was at a baseball game.
Do you feel like when she has a child or children, are you pop or is it the other nigga?
No, I'm pop.
Oh, okay. That's all I was saying. But I know that because I was around. I remember.
Yeah.
I was there, and that's all I was asking. Like your situation different because all of yours is all of yours, unless we find God forbid.
I don't know.
Let's not.
It's too late at this point. Look, if anybody come out the woodwork at this point, you too late. You're too late.
But I'm just saying. But I was asking because again, like at a young man though, right?
Yeah.
You was what? 19, 20?
20, 97.
Yeah,
She was born in 97.
So you weren't even 20 then.
I was around about 19, 20.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. You wasn't even 20 then. So he stepped in. He wasn't even he couldn't even buy a beer.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. This nigga just now purchased cigarettes.
Couldn't even buy diapers.
Yeah, you could do that. Well, you couldn't financially do it maybe, but like I'm saying like
get them cloth diapers, boy.
And he was there, and that's all. Like I remember because his your oldest son, I believe, was it your youngest son? One of them, Charity, and one of his sons is the same age.
How old is Charity?
The youngest one.
She'll be 18 and
it's Christopher.
Okay, the second.
Yeah.
Right.
The
they're the same. So the youngest son, like we was around, like we would be around, and that's why I said this whole bullshit. Like I would. Like, nigga, you right there with y'all playing together and shit. But, okay, that's another story for another day. But I'm just saying, like, the fact that he stepped in.
Right.
And, again, we talked about this on another episode, like, where it was like, I believe it was the Future and Russell Wilson thing. Like, you were simp because you a stepdad or whatever. And I'm like, you know, because that's personal for you.
Right.
Definitely personal for you. Definitely personal for me. So, now... Yeah. Would you say your dad a simp for that?
Of course not.
At all. Would you say you're a simp for that?
No.
And I know I'm not a fucking simp. So fuck whoever said
I said
that.
y'all anybody like that, they the manliest of mans to me because like I said, my dad obviously did it. And y'all well you probably know the story too. You know, I dated a woman that had 3 kids before Rachel.
We're not gonna say her name.
Yeah.
Hey,
so,
I know who you are.
So I was about to be in this situation. Now I felt, hey, my daddy did it, so
you feel like it needed.
I felt like I would be kind of like that, but then, you know, I had to come to Jesus moment and a couple other things.
He's downplayed it. When I tell you, when they walked in, he had them niggas lined up. No, you're laughing like when I tell, cause we used to rib him about it.
Yeah,
he's downplaying like, oh, I had to come. No, but he had everybody in order like. And we used to joke with him like, oh, yeah, JB, you got you one. You already. It's like, so y'all going to have some more? He's like, nah, man, I got a ready-made. I ain't going to do it. If I do it, I ain't going to. We straight. I got a ready-made. But I'm like, when I tell you, he had everybody in order. Them not just when they came to Breath of Life. We went to TSU. They come in the joint, everybody in a straight line.
This dude.
I had never seen so many sweater vests in my life. This nigga had everybody. He wasn't playing, but and I say that facetiously, but nah, for real, he had a certain level of order. You know what I'm saying? And keep in mind, it wasn't like because when he said he had to come to Jesus meeting at the time, he wasn't financially in a position to take care of 3 going in. Because it wasn't like he had 3 going in. He was walking in with a trifecta,
and she wanted more.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you want them more. That was actually about to move here.
Yeah.
At the time, they were looking at schools and everything, and so I wanted my pops to make the decision for me. You know, I was just like, you know,
and to your credit, she was
nice. You know what I'm saying? Very nice. And so, you know, so my point with whole that thing was like anybody that's a stepdad, a step parent, like salute because you have to go into that situation with the right mind frame. that is your kid. You know what I'm saying? And so at the time I was 24, 25. Like I could have did it and would have been okay, but I desired something else pretty much. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I don't have to do this. I don't have to do this because my daddy did it. You know what I'm saying? Like I got to live my own life. You know what I'm saying? I can't piggyback off of what he did and what I thought, oh, my dad did it. I know the type of impact he did on my brothers and stuff like that. So I want to do the same thing. Like, I can't live through my dad. I had to, make a decision what I wanted to do with me. And so when I put it up, had a list, if I wanted to do a certain way, I'd rather do it this way. I could do it this way and my life would still be straight, but no, you know what I'm saying? I would, because she wanted more kids and other stuff too. She wasn't, because she knew I wanted my own biological. So she was like, yeah, I'm down. Like, whatever you want to do, da-da-da. But I was like, I was counting. You know what I'm saying? I was like...
Yeah, so you at least get a 2-piece.
Yeah. So we was going to be kind of... We would have been like real
like
thick.
Me with 9.
Yeah, exactly. Be exactly like you probably would. Yeah. Something like that. But
you got 9?
Yeah, bro.
9 what?
Kids. Look.
Did you see his face?
Yeah, I saw. Look.
Did you see his face?
When you told me on the last episode, I was like, nah. I was like,
yeah, 9.
Cause I thought it was just. I was like, you got 5.
And one more on the way. It's gonna be 10.
But we about to end so we can talk about this, y'all.
Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah. So y'all, until next time, continue with an executive mindset.
Most definitely keep it presidential.
Salute.
Reva Dershey.